This is Mike Regan with TranzAct Technologies, and it's my pleasure to bring back for another on-the-record session Doug Duncan, CEO of FedEx Freight, a very prominent spokesperson for the trucking industry. So I was wondering if you could help us understand or give us some sense about what you're seeing in the economy and its impact on trucking companies.
Well, we're certainly seeing the overall economy deteriorate. When you talk specifically to the freight company, I think you can go back and make the case that the LTL freight environment and most probably the truckload environment has been in contraction since the late part of 2006. We're very heavily tied to the industrial part of the economy, and the housing crisis and the auto industry crisis, I think, began to create problems for the freight industry even as far back as late 2006. And of course now we've got the general slowdown in the economy with the reduction in consumer spending kind of on top of that. So, from a trucking standpoint, this probably has been the longest contraction that I've lived through in my 33 years in this business. And I think, looking forward, we see 2009 is shaping up to be a very extreme challenge for all of our businesses at FedEx. And, of course, we believe it's prudent in running our business to try to forecast these things as best as possible and to begin making adjustments early in the process so that you don't have to take drastic cuts that you weren't expecting.
Well, and that's where I was coming from when I was talking with that executive. He was commenting on the fact that you guys obviously got some publicity with your decision to adjust the salaries for the senior executives based on the operating conditions that you and every other carrier is operating under. Having made that move, perhaps you could give us some insight, given the challenges that are out there and the extreme challenges, as you said. How do the carriers, the motor carriers, and particularly the LTL carriers, survive 2009?
Well, clearly demand is diminishing, so our job is to take the cost down as best we can and to keep our value proposition as high as we can so that we can attract more of the pie, if you will, in a diminishing pie. There are some bright spots here in that because of the credit crisis and the cash crisis, I think the customers we serve that run today's lean supply chains are getting even more aggressive in taking inventory out, which puts heavier demands on rapid, reliable transportation because the more inventory they can take out, the more cash requirements they can take out for the corporation. So, if anything, I think we'll see an acceleration of supply chain re-engineering, which in many ways, if you've got the right service products, can enable us to grow some market share and even a down market.